Now, we can't really talk about the fairy tales without first talking about the folk tales because there's a strong connection between these two genres, these two types of stories. In fact, many fairy tales started out as folk tales. So, what's a folk tale? How would you characterize them? Characterize them, Jeff? Characterize. Well, they are old stories, traditional stories. They were passed down orally, orally, passed down orally within culture, within cultures from generation to generation. So they changed a lot over time. I mean, every storyteller, or maybe every town, might have had a slightly different version of the same folktale. That's right. There's a local difference, and that's why we say folktales are communal. By communal, we mean they reflect the traits and the concerns of a particular community at a particular time. Particular, particular, particular. Per, per, t, la, lor. Particular community at a particular time. So essentially the same tale could be told in different communities with certain aspects so the tale adapted to fit the specific community. Not the plot. The detail of what happens in the story would remain constant. 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 That was the thread that held the tale together. But all the other elements, like the location, I can understand here. That that was the thread that held the tale together. But all the other elements, like the location or characters, might be modified for each audience. Character. Each audience. Okay, so what about fairy tales? They also are found in most cultures, but how are they different from folk tale? I guess the first question is what is a fairy tale? And don't anyone say a story with a fairy in it? Because we all know that very few fairy tales actually have those tiny magical creatures in them. But what else can we say about them? Mary? Oh, Mary. Well, they seem to be less realistic than folktale. Like they have something improbable happening. improbable, having a frog turning into a prince, say, oh, that's another common element, royalty, a prince or princess, and fairy tales always seem to take place in a location that's nowhere and everywhere at the same time. What's the lineup? How do all the stories start? Once upon a time, in a faraway land, in a faraway land. Hmm. Oh, in the case of fairy tale, each storyteller would specify a particular location, time, though the time or location will differ from different storytellers. With fairy tales, however, the location is generally unspecified, no matter who the storyteller is. And that run far away. We'll come back to this point in a few minutes. I thought that a fairy tale was just a written version of an oral folktale. Well, not exactly, though that is how many fairy tales developed. For example, in the late 18th century, the Grimm brothers traveled throughout what's now Germany, uh, recording 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 local folktales. These were eventually published as fairy tales, but not before undergoing a process of evolution. Now, a number of things happen when an oral tale gets written down. First, the language changes. It becomes more formal, more standard. Some might say less colorful. It's like the difference in your language depending on whether you are talking to someone or writing them a letter. Second, when our orally transmitted story is written down, an authoritative version with a recognized author is created. Our, our recognize. The communal aspect get lost. The tale no longer belongs to the community, it belongs to the world, so to speak. And because of this, elements like place and time can no longer be tailored to suit a particular audience, so they become less identifiable. 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 Or generalizable to any audience. On the other hand, the description of characters and settings can be developed more completely. In folktale, the characters might be identified by a name, but you wouldn't know anything more about them. But in fairy tale, people no longer have to remember plots. They are written down, right? So more energy can be put into other elements of the story like character and setting.